Now, what is going on with everybody? It is your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Orange Dungeon, getting into your real raw rugged, and I got a very special individual on the other line. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. Who we got here today?
Yo, what it do, y'all? It's your boy Denzel Curry. You feel me? We about to go in and do this interview for y'all just to let y'all know what's about to happen, what's going on, what's happening now, and what's gonna happen later. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, how you doing today?
I'm good, Eric. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I will say, there's a slight chance that my power may go out because I'm in Jacksonville, and as you know, as a Floridian,
Oh yeah, yep.
this is
Oh, it's
hurricane season.
hurricane season.
It is hurricane season, so
You boarded up your windows?
We have not boarded up the windows, but as a Florida nigga, people in Florida don't take hurricanes seriously.
Oh, we don't. We be outside in the shit.
Niggas,
Cause
niggas get a hurricane cake made from Publix. Like niggas just are ignorant.
man, nobody took the hurricane serious since Hurricane Andrew and goddamn Katrina, and we barely took Katrina serious.
Bro, niggas throw hurricane parties in Jacksonville. So yeah, it's one of them type moments. But yeah, so if I do fade out or whatever, that's what happens. So I just want to put that out there. You ever been to Jacksonville?
Yeah, of course, man.
What's your thoughts on Jacksonville? Because I do think the culture between Jacksonville and South Florida is different.
It's different, but you know what I'm saying? Still same lingo, same language. Niggas got wicks up there the same way we got wicks down south. So I would just say, like, bro, like I'm in Jacksonville like a couple of times from growing up and like traveling there for shows. I don't got a problem with Jacksonville. I fuck with Jacksonville.
You know, it's a difference. Like a big difference to me is that y'all got more of a Haitian influence. It's not a lot of Haitians in Jacksonville at all.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I wouldn't just say where we from got a lot of Haitian influence. We got Jamaican influence, Bahamian influence, Dominican influence, Puerto Rican influence, Venezuelan influence, Colombian influence. You know what I'm saying? We got just everything down there, man.
No, y'all are definitely a melting pot. Like Jacksonville ain't nothing but white and black. You know what I'm saying? Like all you see is nigga and cracker. That's all you see in Jacksonville. Ain't too much beyond that at all.
Man,
So
the crackers that we be seeing, bro. When they be saying crackers, I be thinking about the police. And
yeah,
then people like when people be saying like this is racist, he say cracker, he's saying cracker this, cracker that. Y'all don't know. That's what we call police, crackers.
you
You know
know
what I'm saying? You could be a black cop and still be a cracker.
you know when that actually got like mainstream attention. I don't know if you remember, but I think when Trayvon Martin got killed, he was on the phone with some girl and he said, "It's some cracker following me," because he thought it was police. And everyone's like, Trayvon Martin was racist. But they didn't know in Florida, that's what we call
That's
police.
what we call police, crackers.
It's crazy. I mean, Florida lingo is just different in general because like always I think it's crazy. Like, bro, I've been hearing niggas from New York say jit. And it's like, when did you learn that word? Like, what? That's crazy
They
to
know
me.
they got it from us. They know that. Like that's when you go out of state and you see somebody with wicks and you be like, man, you from Florida, they be from some whole other place, and you just like, nah. And he was like, man, we been had this. Like, no, you didn't. You got that from a Florida nigga.
Nigga
Stop
be
playing.
nigga be from Nebraska saying that they made Wix. It's like, all right, bro.
Like, all right, bro. All right.
I'd have heard jit. I'd have heard green from people that's not from Florida, and
Nah,
it's
nah, nah. But that one got two different types of contexts.
you're right.
So when we say green, we mean somebody fucked up, somebody flawed, somebody just a fuck nigga, just period. And when somebody else say green, they just like, oh, he just don't know anything. So he's green, like he doesn't know anything. And it's just like that's how they use it. We use it as like, nah, I don't fuck with buddy, he green.
Very different because I watch like wrestling and like when somebody's new in wrestling, they be like, "Oh, he's green in the ring." He knew, you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
wouldn't know
he's
what he's
new.
doing or
He's
whatever
very
for
new.
sure. So no, but yeah, shout out to Florida. I always say that Florida got some of the best lingo of all time.
Lingo, yeah.
I'm gonna stand on it, and you're not gonna know about this because you're not from Jacksonville. But bro, when I was in elementary school, we used to say cap, and nobody like remembers this. But like, I'm like, y'all remember we used to say cap, and he's like, damn, well, you did used to say cap, and we stopped using it, and then out of nowhere, everybody started saying cap. So yeah, man, shout out.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The first time I heard somebody say cap or like the word capping, they was from Texas. I heard Texas boys using that
Really.
first.
I've
Like
heard
that was the first
EBK.
people I ever heard say talk about capping. And then like it just became mainstream. But like when I heard capping, I heard it from a Fat Pat song. And that was like in the 90s. They were like, Pat, are you capping? Like are you lying? Like, you know, and I was just like, they used it in the same context. So that's some super old shit. Like most people be like, hey, yo, where the term jit come from? And I was like, when I hear my dad talk, he was like, man, I haven't seen him since he was a jitterbug. And I was like, oh, we just took the turbug out. We just took the tur and the bug out, and that's how we came up with jit.
Florida is good for producing great slang and great artists, man. You know what I'm saying?
And
I'm
great
talking
food too.
food, you feel me? I don't know if you up on the sauce. You been seeing niggas eating sauce lately? You know what that
You
is?
talk about sauce.
Sauce, yeah.
Oh man, you talk about not sauce like that
S
you keep
S
out.
O U S E.
If they cook
Yes.
it, it's called
Yes, yes,
sauce.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
man, my auntie and my grandma used to cook that shit all the time. I never used to like that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know if you know, but like it's niggas that's like going viral for making sauce for like in the past like year or two. That's like a thing now, like on Instagram, like niggas selling sauce like on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this is a really big
Nah,
thing. So like for the past 2 years, it's niggas that are like literally made their name for being like I'm the real sauce man. It's a nigga named Archie Lee. It's a nigga named Q Kitchen. It's a nigga named Richard Place. Like these niggas are like the kings of sauce.
are
So
they from? Are they from Florida?
Richard Place from Jacksonville and Archie Lee and Mr. Q, they from down there like South Florida. So yeah, they are from
Oh
Florida.
yeah, nah. We had sauce down there, bro. They used to cook that at my grandma's house in Liberty City. So,
I
so
never heard
like,
of it. It's my it's because like I said, that goes
you
back to
never heard of sauce?
bro. Y'all are different, bro. Ain't nothing but white and black people up here, bro. Y'all got
You never heard of sauce? I'm telling you straight up. I never used to eat it. Like, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? My cousins and them will be eating it. Like my cousins, because they all stay. Like my auntie, my grandma, and my cousin stayed at my grandma's house. So it was like when they was cooking, it was like, "What y'all?" And you smell something. He was like, "Hey, yo, what y'all cooking?" It was like, "Oh, we made sauce." So yeah, bro. Like I remember that.
See, like, cause like I said, y'all got cause that's like sauce. That's like some Caribbean type stuff. Like, bro, you come up to North Florida, niggas out there bit country, nigga out here bit catching possum. You feel me, bro? Like nigga trying to cook a possum out there bit. So it's just
Man,
different. It's
man,
different. It's
man.
different. But
It's crazy.
I say that to
My
say,
granddaddy used to say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So
was your
he was
granddaddy
like,
cook
"Well, you know,
possum?
if you kill a possum, you know you could cook it." And it was like, man, nobody ain't know eat no goddamn possum.
Bro, I don't think black people have ever seen a animal that they wouldn't cook. So I mean, that's how it be, man. That's how it be. I'm not a raccoon or possum eating nigga, but hey,
Not even, not me. Nope. Rabbit maybe, but not no. Mm-mm.
who a country nigga for even considering eating rabbit? You are a
Bro, you
country.
never ate rabbit?
I've never had
You never
rabbit
ate
in
Bugs
my life.
Bunny ever? You
I've
never had no
never had
bugs?
rabbit. I know niggas that eat rabbit. That's a little too much for
That boy
me.
ain't never had no Bugs Bunny ever. Never on the plate.
I think the craziest thing I done probably ate was like some. This ain't even crazy. Like I don't have like deer. That's not crazy. Venison isn't crazy.
What?
Like venison,
Deer?
I'd had deer. That's not crazy though. That's not
That
crazy.
deer is not crazy at
That's
all.
not crazy. That's not crazy. What's the
Yeah,
craziest
like
you had?
I think the craziest thing I heard my homeboy said they have ever cooked, and I'm cool with these boys to this day. Like the craziest thing they used to eat was iguana. I'm like, iguana, nigga? Like you over there eating baby Godzilla? Like, nah.
Iguana.
Everybody asks me, like, since I used to stay down south, they're like, hey, you ever ate alligator? I'm like, nah, I never ate no alligator. Who I look like eating alligator, you know? I ain't Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, they people that's not from Florida really think like we just live with alligators. Like they think like alligators be in our backyard or something. But like
Nah,
it's not like that up here.
they just think as soon as we get off the plane, you're gonna get attacked by an alligator. Man, bro, everybody was like, man, we had to learn about like what would happen if a hurricane happened and we was in school and you know they'll make you line up and tuck and roll, go like this. Yeah, I know you remember that. I know you
Of
remember that.
course, of
It's either
course.
that when the cold red happened, everybody got to get under the desk or whatever. I remember. I mean, everybody remember the fire drill. Like everybody had a fire drill. Um, I remember, and then they was telling us like if you was to get chased down by an alligator, you got to zigzag. It was like you couldn't run in a straight line. It was like, oh, you got to zigzag. And everybody down south played football, so that was the shit. That was just like niggas hitting football routes on alligators.
Nigga hitting a slant route on the alligator is
You
hilarious.
know, the nigga hit an L
That's
slant. You know what I'm
funny.
saying?
So like I'm a little bit younger than you. So like nigga, we was doing like school shooter drills. And I'll never forget, but I about damn near turned to the school shooter on my teacher. It was one time where they thought it was like an active shooter by the school. So the school on code red, lockdown, lockdown. So you supposed to cover up. You know how like a lot of school doors have like you might go to the classroom, it's a window. You can see inside the class. They tell you supposed to cover up the glass so if the shooter trying to look, they can't see inside the glass. That makes sense, right?
Right.
This dumb nigga said he panicking. This nigga get some sticky notes and put it over the glass. We like you nigga, they could see us inside this. I'll start texting everybody like, hey, bro, I'm finna die. Hey, but y'all got you feel me? Cut to the funeral, man. This nigga finna get us killed. Thankfully, ain't nothing happened. But boy, that was what an idiot. Shout out to that nigga though. But
Man, I remember we had a code red back at Crestview Elementary School, bro. I gotta give the school where I went to elementary school at. So shout out to Crestview Elementary over there by Scott Lake, you know what I'm saying, and Rolling Oaks. So man, I remember we had a code red, and then I remember one of the kids, he went to the bathroom before there was a code red. We all getting under the table, everything quiet. All we hear is everybody's like, it's my nigga. He just went to the bathroom. They wouldn't let him in the class because we don't know who the fuck is gonna be. Well, back then it was like on some like say like some predator type shit happened. You know what I'm saying? But like that was like elementary school. In high school, it was worse because like I remember they locked down the whole school when it was a nigga that robbed. I think he robbed one of the stores. He robbed the store right next to the school. And my school is like it's like a plaza. It's like Chevron, a plaza, the farm store, Popeyes, some other shit, school. Nigga robbed there, robbed the store, ran in the school, and hid where the special needs kids was.
oh
And
no.
bro, they called the police. Man, police pulled out big ass AR-15 and shit. Man, we in class, we in language arts. I remember because they was like we was outside in the language like the classroom I was in. You could see the cars when they come in to pick up the students or like drop people off, whatever. Man, police, done, done. One car stopped in front of us, boom, pulled out the AR-15. We like, oh, this shit about to get real. Man, it was one of the craziest things I seen in high school.
It's interesting because like I'm class of 2017
Mm.
and like I said, so a little bit younger than you, but like I've seen like at my school, I went to two schools. My second school I went to, First Coast High School, it was normal for people to have guns on them. So like niggas walking around with guns on them, but nobody was scared. It was like a bunch of hood niggas with guns on them. Nobody thought niggas was finna shoot nobody. So like I seen one time a nigga snitched on this one boy. Nigga got locked up for like a week. Bruh came middle, like early in the morning. He see the nigga that snitched on him. This nigga pistol whip this nigga in the pistol whip this nigga. And everybody looking like, what? And I swear to God, he got done pistol whipping that nigga. He tucked the gun back. That nigga went back home. Like nothing happened. Nothing happened. I done seen some crazy shit. And like it's interesting, man. Just going to
Yeah,
school,
it is. Uh, I
black
remember
school.
where I was. I remember when I was in high school and shit. Man, I remember there was one dude. He it was these Jordans that came out, and some dude was like, "Hey, yo, I'll sell you the Jordans for a price." Man, Buddy sold them Jordans. Buddy had the Jordans. He looked at them. He was like, "Hey, bro, these some niggas told him they were fake, right? And they were fake Jordans." So he was like, "Hey, bro, I need my money back. You know, these fake Jordans, whatever." Da, da, da. And Buddy was like, "Man, you ain't getting your money back. Those shits ain't fake. Da, 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 this, that, and third." But they were fake as fuck. He's like, "Well, either way you go, you ain't getting your money back." And it was in the lunchroom. But it was like, okay. So he waited till Buddy sat down and walked away. This nigga walked like it's a big ass cafeteria too. Buddy walked around the cafeteria about 2 or 3 times. One, two. When he got around that third one, all you just see him go back to the table. He like it just like was beating the shit out of him. But he came back to school with a black eye. I was like, damn, you got your ass beat.
I think we're in a better time because a lot of kids won't understand how serious some Jordans was. Like niggas was getting killed over Jordans. I don't think
Niggas
that's
was getting killed over iPhones back then.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Crazy times, man. Crazy times. And
Crazy ass times. Crazy times. I remember, like, I got a homegirl, and like, man, I remember senior skip day, man. We all went to Harlover Beach. We go back, come to find out, one of the kids who went to Kansas City got shot in the back of the stove playing a game called Pee Wee, and it was like he got shot in the leg though. He lived, but like they was playing this it's like CeeLo. Everybody probably gonna be like, what the fuck is Pee Wee? And Pee Wee is like, you play a game with 3 dice and shit, and you know what I'm saying, 4, 5, 6 is head crack, you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta get two of the same number. And then they explain like 1, 2, 3s is like whoever, you know what I'm saying, whoever get higher than you, they take the money type shit. Man, it was crazy as hell, bro. Because like people was really dying over Pee Wee back then.
No, I like literally in school, like in the middle of lunch, niggas just shoot dice. And like it's just certain things you don't realize till you get older. You be like, damn, I went to a black ass school. You niggas shooting dice in the middle of lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like I think and I'll close it out with this with school talk. I think the moment I realized I went to a very black elementary school was in fifth grade. They had all the boys go to a in the cafeteria, and this guy was talking to us. If I'm not mistaken, he was a part of 6ix9ine Boys, a nigga that made Tootsie Roll, Tootsie Roll.
Yeah,
And he talking to us about like how he was in the streets and he got shot and he can't smell no more. He lost like a sense of taste. And he was just saying like y'all boys don't need to be in the streets. Like y'all boys, you know what I'm saying? Like this really turned nigga, we 11 years old. This nigga telling us not to hop off in the streets. I'm like, I don't think other schools gotta hear these speeches. Like that's how you know you just went to a different type school. And I
yeah,
never realized that till I got older. So yeah,
yeah.
that's Florida for
I
you.
I feel you, bro. There was a nigga that came to my third grade class, second grade class, and was talking about how he went to Jam Man because he was bad as fuck in school. And if you from where I'm from, you know what Jam Man is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was telling him, like, bro, I was so bad. Like, I went to Jam Man, then I went to Jam Man again, then I went to Juvenile Justice, then I went to, I'm like, oh man, you must have been bad as hell.
Man, like I said, Florida is crazy. It produces niggas like that. It produces niggas like you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to you for over a decade. I had to do the math on it. And I first of all, I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? We need to talk about the music yet, but I
Yeah,
appreciate you giving me some
we was
time
just
because
talking, just had to connect on the Florida shit though.
we had to. And I think I connected to your music on some Florida shit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to take it back to how I even discovered who you was. I
Right.
don't know if I could pinpoint when the moment was, but I'm just going to assume because I still am, and at that time was a huge, huge Rob Banks fan. And Threats was out. And I was like, oh shit, Rob on the song. I was like, I don't know who. I'm like, wait, they got Denzel Washington? Who is this? I don't know who this nigga is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let little Denzel speak. So I hear that and I'm like, dang, this is hard. This is like really, really hard. I was like, I came for Rob and I left with a great Rob verse and a great Denzel verse. You know what I'm saying? I think Young Simi on the song too. So
Yeah, me when that song was made, I feel like Young Simi had the best verse.
Simi,
Young
yes. Simi, 'cause I'm thinking he did have a very good verse in that song.
he to me he had the best verse.
Simi had a really good verse on that song. And it's interesting because throughout that period, just personally, if we're going from then to now, my two favorite people from that period is still Rob Banks and Denzel Curry. So I feel like y'all have remained the constant for me, and for different reasons because I feel like y'all make two different types of music, but it still represents Florida in the same exact way. So like listening to what you did from then to N64 to now, it's like, hey brother, salute. You know, so I got to give you your praises, man. You've done a lot of different things. I feel like you tried things that you probably would have never thought you would have tried in 2012 that you didn't try now. And like, I always salute people for taking chances. So before we even get too deep into this, I just want to salute you for just really trying and different things and succeeding. And you know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see your progress, brother.
Well, thank you, man. I'm just a constant student of the game, bro. That's mainly what it was. And when I was making nostalgic, man, because like when I was doing before I was just doing rapping like Memphis shit and stuff like that, and I would do like kind of lyrical shit here and there and stuff like that. It wasn't until I was hearing people like J.K. the Reaper snapping on stuff, and then obviously like Odd Future and Joey Badass and Lil Ugly Mane, like all these guys. And then when I heard Calendars to bring it back to Rob, Rob was like, if you wasn't Rocky or Perp or Rob, nobody really fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you had some that you had going on for yourself, and then you had Eat the Wolf, well, currently known as Xavier Wolf, and Chris Travis, and they was blowing up and doing their thing. When I was making Nostalgic, I was just like, okay, so we're going through this ASAP Raider Clan beef and shit like that, and I was thinking like, yo, I want to make sure like they know how raw we is, because everybody's stepping up to the plate, like Nell and them doing their thing. Me and my brother Mook, we was doing our thing. You had the affiliates like Bones and Puya and all them. And then when I was making the first song for Nostalgic, the first song that ever was made was Dark and Violent.
Can I cut you off real quick? That's the song that I was going to touch on. I just want to say that you get right back into it. That song, nigga, that's my favorite song on there because that song, I don't know if there's a nigga, maybe Hail Mary by Tupac. I don't know if there's any darker hip hop beat I've ever heard. Like, nigga, that made me want to go commit a felony. That beat just sounds satanic, bro. That shit sound crazy. And it's so good. So I just want to say that real quick. That's an amazing song.
Yeah, we wrote that song after a robbery that happened at a I think it was a Chase Bank or like a
Mm.
Wells Fargo. I'm not sure. I think it was Chase, but it was like a bank robbery that actually happened in Miami at the time. I think it was around the Carol City. It was a couple niggas that tried to rob a bank at that time. So that was like the inspiration behind it. And then when we was writing the song, I just remembered listening to Children of the Corn. And Children of the Corn, that's Big L, Cameron, and Bloodshed. That's when it was all in the group together. And I was like, yo, my love for New York hip hop and the way I flow like 3-6 needed to be blended. That's when I knew like I gotta blend both of them. And that's why I started rapping like that. It's about a young nigga running away from the moon to catch the sun quicker. Drug dealer, Nino with the stilo, trying to sell kilos and grams, settling angry stomachs up in his family. So in that silver spoon, your plate, you crush that, that's your fate. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like even when Nail comes in, out on the gang, rolling the deck, and he kicked out the bank, he was clutching the shake and loaded the clip, got to major his rate. The bottles go hard in the paint. Rush the security, no one appears, he still feeling so what the love of the goal. Bust in the air, everyone hit the floor, not giving a fuck, looking up with the dro. Like I was like, man, Nail's flow on that shit was crazy. And then like even JK killing that shit, man. And then like that was the first time I was saying crazy ass shit on a lyrical level, like when like the burn the fingertips replace the dental left the golden bullet magic in his kufi, no, it's temple. That's engraved, leaving corpses in graves. Glock 17 cutting fades. Barber, we dumped the security. Oh man, that shit was just nasty.
If the WWE came and said, "Hey man, we want a song for the Undertaker and Kane," that's the song right there. Like that song just sound dark and evil and like dark and violent is the perfect name for that song. It's so
Yeah,
good.
because the first half was dark and the second half was so detailed and it was violent. But it was just like it was where we were surrounded by at the time. So yeah, it was a like dark and violent place. Like everybody think about Miami and think about South Beach and all that shit, and then they don't see the other side that me, Kodak, and all of us be talking about, because like they only see one side, and that was what it was like at the time.
It's like you said, it's so many different sides of Florida and just specifically Miami because you got the twerking, you got the turned up, and you also got like a very poor side of niggas who need to, you know what I'm saying, hustling for money. You got a violent side, you got a drug side. So it's like I feel like within that song, you did capture two elements of like a darker side of that South Florida and also a violent side. So one that is my favorite song of the album. So it's funny bringing up because I was going to say, can we talk about that? Because that's man, that's you. Yeah, y'all niggas did y'all thing with that.
Yeah, that one we killed that one. That's when motherfuckers knew like, oh shit. That was the song that made everybody kind of pay attention, because it was just like, I never heard you rap like that. Everybody that heard Dark and Violent before Threats, they was like, I never heard you rap like that. Then Threats came out. Then the song in 64 came out, which I wrote about the Trayvon Martin situation because he went to Kansas City. So when I was making all that stuff, it was literally everything I was surrounded by because my manager was come to Kansas City. He will wait at the seat like the Walgreens right by Kansas City High. And I would walk there, get in the car. We had all the way to what do they call it? Like it was not Airport Tower, it was like Little Haiti area. We'll go all the way near Little Haiti, like right next to Wentwood and the school I got kicked out of. Like it was design district basically. And we would make all the music from there.
It's interesting because I think I read something because you're saying like essentially you get inspired by what you're listening to or what you're around or your environment, and that's kind of come out in the music. And
Right.
I seen you say that somewhere in an interview or tweet somewhere, and it's interesting because there's some of like your recent music where you're a little bit mellowed out, or you're not as like hyper as people once may think as you were or you are, because maybe that's just not how you were at that time of the, recording that album or that song or record or whatever. So like, do you ever find yourself? Because I know you get the comments like, man, like let's say if it's a song where you're not as hyped, like, man, I want the Denzel that's going crazy, that's hyped up or whatever. Do you ever see yourself like forcing that energy? Have you ever caught yourself doing that and you had to check yourself
Oh
to
yeah.
check that?
Oh, definitely, definitely caught that. Because like even then, like me rapping slower still feels weird for me. But like even the stuff that came out like Hot One and Black Flag, everybody's like, oh yeah, like everybody loves the songs. By the way, like it has great reception. And then you get the one or two that's like, oh yeah, like bro, like how you just gonna rap like this? Like I want him to snap. This ain't what I'm looking for. This shit suck. Da, da, da. But those are like it's like little like minuscule ass shit. And then I'm just like, wait till they hear the rest of the album.
Like Bob Barker, the
I
price
just
of
gave you this, and this shit still did very well. The rest, wait till you hear the rest of the shit.
that Black Flag is great, man. Like Bob Barker, the price is right. No, 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 like Krypton, like that's and then the way OT was like flowing on that, that was oh my gosh, that song is crazy.
Bro, we knew each other's verses.
In the
You know
video,
what
you
I
see that on the block or on the not the, on the block, but is it what is it
mean?
the
The block, yeah.
yeah y'all literally are saying y'all saying each other entire verses throughout that video. So
Because it was hard, like, bro, like, I don't give a fuck what anybody say. I think he has my favorite feature on the whole album.
mm,
He has my favorite verse on the whole album because he murdered it. And we had the song for a long time. It's not like it was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I could go back in, but I chose not to because it's just like, bro, it didn't call for that. We made a fire ass song. I'm not gonna battle somebody on record. That's stupid. I want the record to be heard by everybody. And I want everybody to know, like, hey, this nigga got it. You feel me? Like,
I feel you because like I feel like you do a very good job because I feel like there's a lot of times where people have features on their album and it's like, oh man, like it's gonna bring the album down. But I feel like you do a good job of utilizing features. Like when somebody's featured on the album, I feel like it makes sense. Like one of my
right.
favorite songs by you ever is So Incredible, but the Robert Glasper version with Smino.
Oh, I Glasses
That
version, yeah. Right.
it's just
Yeah,
so
yeah.
hard, bro.
That's his
Like,
wife who did that.
you said who?
Robert Robert Glasser's wife did that.
Really?
Yeah, that was his wife.
Explain, like, give me the backstory on just the making of that Robert Glasper version.
Okay, the Robert Glasper version, they was already kind of constructing 1.5 and sending out acapellas to like different people like Alchemist, Jay Versace, all these guys, right? So when I got the Robert Glasper version, I just heard it. It just had me on it at the time. It didn't even have Smino yet. And then like funny enough, that's the reason how me and him found out we was cousins. That song, So Incredible, the Robert Glasper version is how me and Smino found out we were related.
Oh, y'all really? I mean, I hear him at the song where he was like, "I got some carrots in my family and shit." I ain't know
That's
y'all.
how we out. Nah, but and then we both investigated if we had family, and then bro, we come to find out just talking to relatives, we ended up finding out we had the same uncle.
Wow, that's hard.
Yeah, but yeah, with the construction of that, it's still a blur because it was in quarantine. But I just getting it, and then And then what they call it? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You good?
Yeah. Just remember getting that and just figuring it out and stuff like that, you know?
No, and you said his wife. So his wife did that. That you saying that's his wife doing the da 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 da?
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking that's a sample, but that's his wife doing that.
That's his wife. His wife can sing, man.
That's hard. Shout out to I didn't know his wife made music or song. That's
She
hard.
did that when she was pregnant too. Like
Really?
that was the cool part about it.
Do niggas know this or like am I
No,
late?
you're just now getting it. So
Yeah, okay, that's hard. Shout out to Mrs. Glasper. That's a hell of a beat right there. And like I said, all of y'all went like because I love the first So Incredible. So the fact that you flipped it and it was just like, damn, I didn't know this song could be this even better. So yeah, love that song. But I don't want to skip ahead because like I said, from N64 and just seeing you rise from there it was great to see because like kind of skipping around one of my favorite tapes from you was Imperial and that's like an earlier tape because like you do stuff on there that I personally love that you do like for example the first track what is it Oat that in the nighttime on the floating ice on the boat I like when you sing I like when you actually do that I don't know and it's that because I've heard you sing differently but that specific, because you sung like that on there, and you sung like that, I think on This Life, you sung very similarly on those two songs. I really do like when you sing like that. I don't know if you would, because you've done it on later projects, but hey, explore that a little bit more.
yeah,
I like it.
everybody's been telling me, man. I think IDK was the one. My man, actually, I'll tell you that, man. My manager was like, "Yo, you gotta sing more, man. Like, I feel like your singing is like up there. Everybody, person that heard me sing, they were like, bro, you have to sing more. Like, I feel like your singing is like something that you didn't really get to do. Everybody know you can rap. Everybody know you could do the hardcore stuff, but when I sing, it's so different.
It's so different because, like you said, it's more in line of like a I don't know. It's almost like a rock influence or something, like the way that it sounds on O with the in the nighttime, not like a I don't even know how to explain it, but it's different. That's why I think it's hard to explain, but that's why I like it because it's unique to you. You don't sound like anybody. You don't sound like anybody in general, but specifically when you do that type of singing, hey my nigga, hey, I'm just saying, explore that in the future a little bit. You know what I'm
Hey
saying?
man, hey, I'm probably have to. Shit, everybody been telling me for the longest, like, man, you should sing more, bro. So I was like, all right, cool.
No, super duper good song and like I said just I loved Imperial and like I said just from everything you put out since from the Taboo and like Zoo by the way Crate what's the it always says my name what's the name of the song isn't Ricky isn't that the one with where you have like the video where you're boxing and it's the Kimbo
Yeah,
love that video and that is one thing that I feel like you take pride in is like visuals would I be correct in assuming you take pride in
oh
like
yeah.
want the
So,
visuals.
before I went back to Carrie City High, I was a film student at Design Architecture senior high. So that I take full pride of being like a film student. So visually, I wanted everything to be on point because it kind of adds like around this time, like videos don't matter. Like the shit that's blowing up these days is just like you got to really find it, and then people are taking interest in what they want to take interest in. But videos to me help tell a story. It's just another way of telling the story.
Do you see yourself exploring videos in the future, or like not videos, but more like feature films or documentaries or anything that you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to act in some, and definitely gonna write my own films and stuff like that. But I just got to make sure my whole thing is like if I write a film, it just all has to make sense. It has to make sense. It has to have a great ending.
Have you ever wrote a film from start to finish?
I write comic books more than I write shit. Like I draw comic books more than I think about film. I just take from films and like study those to make the comics better. Like because like cinematically, it's just like I wanted to feel like a movie.
Would you ever want to produce a comic book TV show?
Oh hell yeah! Long as I got the rights to it and
Yeah.
like and it goes into syndication, I do what I got to do. But other than that, yeah, for sure.
Do you have a superhero you created? Like you have a superhero name?
I don't got superheroes or supervillains. I got unlikely heroes and unlikely villains.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't the superhero shit. The superhero shit is kind of weird because it's just like y'all bring back the same villains. Like, like stop. Lex Luthor should have been dead by now, bro. Back one dude, y'all could kill this nigga. Like, what are y'all talking about? You know,
So what's the difference between a superhero and an unlikely hero?
unlikely hero is just like different motivations. Like, so it's like I'm more into anti-heroes and anti-villains and stuff. Like an anti-hero is just like he's gonna do something good, but for selfish reasons.
Yeah.
And you got an anti-villain, he gonna do a lot of crazy shit, but it's for the betterment of what's happening.
Did you like Joker?
Did I like joke? I like the Heath Ledger Joker, which is pretty much everybody's like cliche, like
Yeah, yeah.
Heath. But Jack Nicholson Joker was dope. It's just that I can't like. He's like I think he's like the perfect villain for Batman because he's unpredictable. Batman is like so by the book and everything, and like 10 steps ahead. But how can you plan 10 steps ahead when somebody doesn't have a plan at all?
I agree. I'm
or
like,
appear, or appear to not have a plan at least.
you know, I do want to give you a recommendation. It's not a superhero book, TV show, or anything like that, but it's like animated and it's really good. It's a show called Scavenger's Reign. It's
Scab-
Scavenger's Reign, and it's on HBO Max, and it's very similarly animated like Avatar: The Airbender show.
Mhm.
It's not like that, but it's about these astronauts who went into space. Their spaceship blew up. They landed on different planets, and they're trying to figure out how to get back home. And I mean, some of like the creatures on those planets, it's just like beautiful. It's like damn, but like they really was like thinking outside the box, creating these like like these creatures and the visual, and it's great. So Scavenger's Reign, I think you might have you might enjoy that. You might enjoy
Okay,
it.
because right now I really like Invincible, man. Like that's my show right there.
See, I keep hearing about Invincible. I have not seen Invincible.
Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it, bro. I'm sorry. Like
Okay,
I'm sorry.
okay. I'll
Gotta
watch
watch
Invincible. You watch Scavenger Reign. You feel me? I feel like that's
it.
a good trade-off.
I needed something new to watch anyway. Shit.
What else you watching?
Huh?
What else you watching?
What else I'm watching?
Yeah,
Nothing. Well, actually, that new Acolyte show.
I heard that was not good. You like it? I haven't seen it, but I heard it was not good.
No, no comment.
That is hilarious. Scavenger's Reign. Yes, like I said, you go watch it, be like, damn, this is insane. But yeah, I was also going through like tweets of yours or whatever, and you are a nigga who said some funny stuff. You said a tweet that it's funny because I'm glad I found the tweet because like, I don't know how to ask this nigga this without sounding like offensive, but you tweeted it about yourself, and I'm like, okay, he know. I'm glad he know. The tweet was, I make music for everybody to listen to. It's just that particularly edgy white kids love it. And it is very interesting that that brand of white kids, they love your music. And you've seen it, you've traveled the world. What about your music do you think connects with that particular audience? Because like you said, there's more than that audience that likes your music. But why do you think that audience they fucked up by Denzel Curry?
I think it's the energy. To be
Mm.
honest, it just comes down to like energy. They want to rage and they just want to go crazy. It's all energy at the end of the day. Like, man, I ain't making no Drake type shit, you know what I'm saying? Or I ain't making nothing like Kendrick. I ain't making nothing like any of these guys. To me, I just felt like it's just boiled down to just pure energy or how I'm saying. Like back in the day, it was like me and my manager was talking about it. And I was like, I make lyrical, turned up ass shit.
Would you compare yourself to like a Busta Rhymes in that sense?
No,
No.
never.
Similar though. Not
No,
similar music, but I'm saying
no.
that energy that he all right, all right. You don't even see where I'm going at with that
I'm
comparison.
seeing where you're going, but no,
All right, 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 all
hell
right.
no. If you said like a real, if you said some shit like Waka
Like,
Flocka, yeah,
okay,
yeah, shit,
okay.
I'll be like, eh, eh,
Okay, would you like an Onyx comparison?
no,
No. All right, so just fuck New York. All right, I feel that. I feel it.
Yeah, I ain't say that shit. I
Hey,
love New
no,
York.
I am on record for being anti-New York, so that's yeah,
You
that's
anti New York for what? What they do to you?
Bro, New York niggas are so annoying, dog. So
What
annoying.
they do to you?
They want you to know where they from so bad,
So
bro.
what? I know where a lot of niggas from, and I just tell them where I'm from, nigga. I'm from the crib.
But no, bro, like you know how niggas they want you to know where they from so bad, bro.
Like I'm good at,
Huh?
I'm good at any borough, nigga. Nah, I'll just fuck with you, bro. I got mad New York homies, bro. Like Pro Era and all them boys, like Flatbush Zombies, UA, like all the Beast Coast niggas. You know what I'm saying? Ferg them, you know. So I like, bro. I fuck with New York niggas. I ain't
So
gonna lie.
I have a love-hate relationship because like I like to it's funny to like pick on New York niggas, but I would be lying because like some of my favorite rappers of all time are from New York. Ghostface Killah is one of my favorite rappers. He's from New York. Um like I said, I love New York music. I just interviewed you said you said Pro Era. I just interviewed Chuck Strangers. Like I love New York music. Like New York niggas are super duper great. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the Bronx. I'm from
Man, speaking of Chuck
125th.
Strangers, bro, I remember I went to his crib once.
Who?
Chuck
Chuck
Strangers.
Strangers?
I remember I went to his crib once and shit. And I was like, nigga, it's amazing you live in LA and you still asking to sing like a motherfucking Brooklyn nigga. Like nigga, you have a balcony, bro.
That's funny. No, Chuck is a super duper New York nigga. Or like are you hip to like Mike and them?
Huh?
Are you hip to like Mike?
Of course. One of my songs from him is Number Days.
Mike is fire, bro.
Mike
Shout,
is fire.
shout out
He
to
be
Mike.
rapping with Earl and my boy 454 and them. So
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot to write that down. 454, another person coming out of Florida, I think from Orlando.
yeah.
Um, how did you link up, bro?
Well, manager told me about him and shit. And then he was in LA and he came to the studio and then we was just like, you know what I'm saying, trying to make some shit. Nothing got made and they was about to leave and I was like, we gonna make some shit. Watch. I ended up going to New York for something. And then I was like, hey bro, you in New York? He was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, meet me over here, bro. We finna mix the shit. And then we went to Quad Studio, you know, the same place Tupac got shot at.
Mhm.
We went to Quad Studio, went upstairs, and we ended up working for 2 days and we ended up coming up with Sanjuro
Mm.
that
He
ended up melt my eyes.
he's an amazing producer.
Yeah, he is. I like what he got going on, and his sister picked the
Mhm.
Gemini.
Yeah, yeah. He's an amazing producer. And like kind of speaking of like upcoming Florida rappers, I kind of want to debut this new segment that I have. I've recruited an anonymous white correspondent to give me questions to ask the people, and he had a question for you. Uh,
Where's the white man?
huh?
Where's the white man?
The white man is like I said, remains to be nameless. You know what I'm saying? We ain't giving him too much credit. He white.
Nah,
Uh,
tell him name.
that's what I'm saying. He nameless. You know what I'm saying? You can't give
He
him too much.
name.
He nameless, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He nameless white man. But he asked you any up and coming South Florida rappers that you are excited about?
Play that boy Zay.
I'm not hipped.
Yeah, you gotta get him, man. He just came out with a new single called Mood Swings. You gotta check that shit out. Shit
What's his
though.
name?
Shit. Play that boy Zay.
Play that boy Zay. Okay, let me write that down right now. Play that boy Zay. Mood
Yeah, like
Swings.
Hatboi, not Y.
All right, I'm gonna check that out. Um, Mood Swings, right?
Yeah, Mood Swings. I took on tour a couple times, so you should check them out.
Okay, for sure. I'm gonna definitely give it a listen. And it's also because I don't want to leave this about like talking about you. 'Cause I said like you've done so much throughout your career, and one of the things that I found so interesting, which I was like, yeah, this nigga here is crazy. Your your Bulls on Parade cover for the Leica version. The energy in that, the guitar, everything about that is crazy. I hear that and I have to think, do you ever consider doing something that's just not, I mean, that's still rapping, but you know, just something kind of way left field like that for EP, an album, all the way through.
I thought about it, and then I thought about my shows too, and I was just like, no.
Why not?
I was just like, nah, just was maybe my mind would change later on, but as of right now, it's just a no.
What about the so you said you thought about your shows, like, do you just too much energy, like, it would just be too much cardio,
I would
or
just I would probably come out with an R&B album before I come out with a rock album.
hey, funny enough, it's not R&B, but you are definitely, like, in your chill bag. The other question from the unnamed white correspondent, he was saying, "How did the Melt My Eyes extended edition come together?" And, like, that was, like, it was much more chill, much more, like, reserved from, I feel like, what we used to hearing from you.
Well, shoot. Well, being a fan of Cowboy Bebop and their OSTs and like Samurai Champloo, I presented that idea like some time ago when we were trying to get the deluxe together, and it's just like now let's just figure out what the song was gonna be, and then we didn't have that much time, so we ended up doing the live from the Komodo City stuff like that. So that came to me in a dream, like the live from the Komodo City Cafe stuff, and it was supposed to be a cross between like China and Japan type shit
Mhm.
with little pieces of New York. And we recorded that and we recorded all the songs live. And it was like, okay, we finna do these one by one. And it's gonna be all the live versions, all the versions that I wanted it to sound like. You know what I'm saying? This is how I really wanted the album to sound like, just live.
I think that because you had a lot to do with the way it looked, right? Like, the background and the way,
Mhm.
like, I think you did a very good job with that because I feel like it created like a atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? To go with the way it sounded, like the visuals are super important, obviously, to you. So you did a really good job with that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I wanted something that was going like add on to what I had going on when it came down to the music videos, the look, the way that I was presented, the what I was doing around it. Just had to be pretty much well packaged.
It's so like, and it's funny because you're not doing this with a super duper huge budget. I remember seeing one of your tweets where you were talking about niggas are super duper rich and they kind of putting out like these mediocre albums. Like they don't have like, you know what I'm saying? So if
Was I
you
lying?
well, one of the albums you said was Certified Lover Boy. I'm not a fan of
But
that album. You wasn't lying. You wasn't lying. So you wasn't lying. So that's why I want to ask you, if you had $100 million budget, niggas just threw you an ignorant amount of money. Do you have an idea of something that you would do that you haven't done, maybe because it's just out of your budget, samples or whatever, that you would curate an album? Like, what would $100 million album sound like from you?
oh, 100. Hey, if you gave me 100 M's for an album, bro, just believe it's gonna be the best shit you ever heard in your life. The best shit you ever heard, best shit you ever seen. If you gave me 100 M's, like, imagine looking at all the stuff that I've done on Melt, or everything that was curated musically and visually for Melt on steroids.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Actually going out, talking to people, actually getting the features that I've wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying like the features on Melt is not what I wanted.
yeah.
Everybody on that shit fit the mold because I hit them up personally. But if I had that kind of money, of course, I'm gonna be reaching out to the people that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like an Andre 3K or Jay Z or Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Or Kendrick Lamar. Or like and getting the best producers like a Metro Boomin. Or bringing in producers like Cal Banks, bringing in producers like the guys I work with, Mad World. And then having them team up with people that's like, like 808 Mafia, that's not third. And I'm doing this just off face. My whole thing was I have less money and I was still able to put something cohesive and great together and not just feeding everybody's just some shit. Just a here you go. Oh, you don't understand the concept. Da, da, da. Well, it's not about that. It's like, no, bro. Like, we know what you guys are capable of. And that was my whole thing as an artist, was telling like, bro, we know exactly what you guys are pretty much capable of. Stop working, stop um, you know what I'm saying, trying to like cut corners with this shit, bro, when you know for a fact you made the greatest albums this generation has seen.
Yeah.
You know,
I will say I do think we're in the era. like music in general, but I'm one specifically talking about black music. That's music I listen to the most. I think we are in an era where you have some of the laziest music coming out of all time because if you go, not saying because there's people that are super duper creative that's putting out great music. I know that for people to be like, what about this guy? It's like, yeah, for sure, great people. But
Yeah.
you listen to the music that was mainstream in the 70s, listen like Al Green or Marvin Gaye or whoever, like they were Stevie Wonder, they were making like amazing music. And I feel like you listen to a lot of like mainstream music that comes out today, it's like you aren't putting any effort. You're just follow like nigga, how many times am I going to hear a nigga sample a song that came out in 2011 and the producer damn near ain't do nothing to else to the beat. It's just like a loop of it and it's just like, bro, it's just so lazy. So I do agree with you.
Yeah. My main thing is if you gave me 100 M's, I'm going, not only I could make a I made hella really good albums with less money. So that's not even the hardest part. I will put it into the videos and the marketing and the features.
Hmm.
Mainly the marketing too, because the shit gonna come out fire. I'm gonna make sure it's fire and make sure everybody understand the assignment. Just like, even with this project that's about to come out, King of the Mischievous South, you know what I'm saying? Volume 2. Like, everybody understood the assignment. You know what I'm saying? It's a hassle to get features done, but we're getting it. We got them done, and people still killed it. You know what I'm saying? All the beats and everything. What my whole thing is like, we are artists, so we have to make what it is. You got art that people get later. You got people art that people get right then and there, and you got masterpieces that people will always look at like, damn, this is timeless. Like you could have an album that's similar to the 16th Chapel. You know what I'm saying? 16, like is it 16 Chapel, something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
You got art that takes later on to appreciate, like Van Gogh. You know what I'm saying? When nobody's longer here, which is unfortunate because that'd be in most cases. And then you have art that's like, damn, I don't get it right now. And then you go 2 years later, oh shit, I get it now. Like Picasso.
That was MF Doom for me. I did not get that until like years later.
Yeah. And then you appreciate it as soon as you get it. And then you're like, I fuck with this.
It's one of those things where that's art for you though, where it's like maybe you won't get it on the like I remember first time I heard some rap songs by Earl Sweatshirt. I was like, this is the worst album of all time. I did not like it. When it clicked. That's one of my favorite albums of the past decade. But that's
Right.
art. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it's albums for people where they heard and it was like, I don't like this direction Denzel going. This ain't it. And then a month, week, year later, nigga was like, it makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? But that's how art's supposed to
Yeah.
be.
I mean, shit. I think I felt like that with 320 Planet Shrooms because everybody hated it first. And then it caused me to make Imperial Taboo and all that shit and just trying to get like constant across the board, like really good accolades. So people could know, like, hey, I when that happened, and then years later, like looking back, everybody's asking me to re-put out Planet Shrooms and like 320, and I'm like, I felt like that was my failure.
Mhm.
So I don't think I'll be putting that back, even though people want me to. You know what I'm saying? Like
People
I
been
started
mad at you
so
for that.
strong with nostalgic. I felt like I fell with 320 Planet Shrooms, and then I just went on and did my thing, and just like did Imperial, which was like, oh. Then I did the EPs that I was doing in between was like the experiment zone.
Yeah.
Like, here's the EP. And then people are like, I don't like this EP. Okay, now let's see what y'all don't like about it. Okay, then you don't like this. All right, cool. Go back to the drawing board. And then we scratch off all the shit that we was that could have been a defect on an album.
I'm glad you brought the Planet Shroom scene because niggas are I do see niggas like, man, why didn't they want to put it back up? Why didn't they put it back up? So that's something that
Because at first. That's why I don't put it back up.
say it again.
Because people hated it at first.
Hmm.
That's why I never put it back up.
So even seeing people want it now, it still
Yeah.
don't.
Well, then it get now that I'm further in my career, and now I got to clear all that shit, and half of that shit can't get cleared. So too bad.
They shouldn't have complained the first time.
Yeah, would have still been up. It would nigga and motherfuckers didn't complain. If you got it, if you got the original 320 Planet Shrooms and the original Nostalgia 64, you pat yourself on the back because that just shows like you was really supportive from the beginning.
So something that is out that's the original version that I personally prefer at yours. You know what I prefer? I
What?
prefer the first version you uploaded of Ultimate.
Oh yeah.
I like that version actually better than the other version because it sounded rawer. It sounded like a punk song damn near. Like it just sounded like pure aggression. The other one sounded just much more cleaned up. But that song I felt like was supposed to sound dirty and distorted a little bit, and
Yeah,
that's why I
it was
like that.
that because like, I took the inspiration to make that song from Dance Hall because I wrote the song with no beat.
Really.
Yeah, I wrote this. I wrote Ultimate, that verse, like the Ultimate, obviously. I wrote that as a me experimenting with trying to do dance hall. And then Ronnie J had that beat, and it was in the same email as the Threats beat back in 2013, no, 2012. And once we once I heard it, and I was like, "Man, you just made this?" He was like, "No, I sent this to you years ago." I look in the email where he sent it, and it was like, "Oh shit, the Threats beat and this beat was in the same email." I just ended up doing Ultimate 2 years later, and when I did it, Gizmo and Astro, they recorded me. We made the cover that night. We was up till like 4 in the morning. We dropped that bitch at 4 in the morning. And I went to sleep and the shit just blew up overnight. And it was just crazy. And it was supposed to sound like that. My manager, like, he didn't get the whole like 1 minute thing and shit like that. I didn't call it a teaser. I was like, this is the song. That's it. Like, you going to get this little pocket. And then Diplo started asking me about it. Somebody else started asking me about it. Somebody else started asking me about it. Carnage wanted me to play it. Everybody was like, what the fuck is this song? Even me and OT, me and that Mexican OT was talking. He was just like, bro, I remember when Ultimate first came out and my dog would not tell me what song it was or who made it. He was like, I kind of had to figure it out on my own or who made it. And that's how he discovered me.
So, and that's fire. But so like the the second version that came out, that's re-recorded, right?
Yeah, all of it was re recorded.
So
Yeah.
what made that happen?
Well, my manager was like, "So are you gonna make a full version?" I was like, I'm like, bro, I don't need to make a full version." And then later on, you see, I was pretty much ahead of the curve because like motherfuckers was making 1 minute songs after that song was made. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all the extra stuff that was like 1 minute and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was just made 1 minute or so. Even the song "Space Ghost Pussy" is like damn near 1 minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just looking at how everybody was just making these like one Lil Pump was doing it, like the 1 minute songs. Everybody was doing it, but Ultimate kind of set that off.
I never thought about it that way, but you are right.
I was
You
dead ass first person to think about it, just doing it like that, just like, bro, it's just gonna be one verse. That's it.
love that version. And it's interesting because we're talking about like taking versions, taking tapes off the internet or whatever. Do you, like Erica Badu, she got the line where she was like, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. When you see people heavily critiquing like those albums, and does that like make you insecure or sensitive? You know what I'm saying? Like how do you take that criticism? Are you good at taking that, or are you kind of, you struggle with that?
It's a bit of both, but I think it's not gonna stop me from putting out anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna make me stop doing my job as an artist. You know, it's just gonna make me want to get better as an artist, so you can shut the fuck up. But when it comes to when it comes down to just me being sensitive about my work, I'm very sensitive about my work. I remember when I over promoted blood on my Nikes and everybody was confused. And it just made me realize people look more forward to my albums more than my singles. And I see it when I do release singles back to back. I release one single and it blows up. Oh, we know what the album's gonna be about. So when you release the second single, everybody like, where's the album?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're kind of over the single shit. You feel me? I have one, like, you could look at it from everything that I put out. Like that one initial song that everybody knows and that blows up. Then the second and third thing, they just like whatever.
Was Ricky the first single?
Yeah. For a Zoo, that was the first single. Blew up 30 M's. Then after that, Speedboat, two M's, 2 or 3 M's. Then Cloud Cobain blew up 108. Then you got Vengeance, 15, 16 M's. Then you got Black Balloons, 4 M's. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
it's interesting. I never thought about that. And
I
even you,
I started to recognize the pattern.
yeah,
Threats blew up like 16 M's. Everything after that, 1 M, 2 M.
that's interesting. Even you saying a couple minutes ago that your EPs were like, let me see if they had like Blood in, Blood Out. I would assume that's kind of was that one of the ones where you were just seeing what people would react to?
Nah, Blood In, Blood Out was just like we're taking all the stuff that didn't make the cut for any of the albums and put them in one thing because they sounded cohesive, and everybody just loved it, which caused me to try to make Blood In, Blood Out Reloaded, and then I was over promoting Blood on My Nikes to let them know like this is happening, and then everybody people hated Blood on My Nikes because it's like that's it, and then there was like it wasn't on streaming platforms, and then it was like it took us too long to announce that Juicy J was on it,
Hmm.
and I was trying to release singles, and people wasn't going for it. It was just like, man, where's the album?
Yeah.
Album singles, no album, man, get the shit out of my face. Like that's how I looked at how everybody was looking at it,
Yeah.
and that's when I realized, damn, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing that people look at my albums as like the single as opposed to the actual single.
Yeah. That is interesting. Like you kind of, I mean, that's good that you do like the numbers on it because like you see the pattern and you see the trends of what people
Yeah,
want to hear, what they don't want to
just
hear.
wait for that one initial song. That song, if they like, oh, this is crazy, and then the next song they'll be like, what album? Just drop the album.
For sure. I first of all, I appreciate you coming through. I don't want to keep it for too long. I got a couple things that I do want to say. One being, boy, I had a good laugh. You bullied my homie into reacting to your song, which I thought that was really funny.
Who?
Bullied Sean C into reacting to your song. I thought that was really
When I
funny.
bullied?
You tweeted out, you're like, nigga, it's like react to my shit. You don't remember that?
Oh, I didn't do that. I ain't gonna lie. I did that. I ain't
And
gonna lie.
I sent him a screenshot. I was like, hey, this nigga finna pistol whip you if you react to his song, nigga. Hey, and that
Nah,
scary ass nigga reacted
talking.
there.
I fuck with Shawn C, bro. He don't hold nothing back. He say what's on his mind, bro. Like
You ever talk to him?
I never talked to him ever, but you can
Gotcha.
tell him good though.
Huh?
You can tell him I said it was good though.
I'm gonna see if he answers on his FaceTime. I'm gonna try to FaceTime.
And nah, you gonna really put me on the phone with Shawn C?
I'm gonna see if try to see probably not gonna answer.
Niggas not gonna.
He answer. Hey, niggas know like cute in the bed. Hey, I'm doing an interview right now. I'm interviewing flip the camera. Interviewing Denzel Curry. He just said, what's up, man?
What up, nigga?
You can't read. You,
Yo, what's good? What it do? Man, you gotta hey, tell your auntie to flip the screen, bro. Cause like I'm seeing Shawn, you don't see me, bro. Like, not you, Shawn. Not you,
oh,
Shawn. Tell your auntie to
what?
flip the screen. No.
You can't see me? You can't see, bro?
No, all we see is your do-rag, nigga. You can't see me.
Crazy.
Hey man, this nigga.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm slow. I don't know how to work the phone. But you say, hey, this bro right here, you know what I'm saying? He trying to look cute with his.
I still can't see you.
Oh, you hold on. This is okay. This is Denzel Curry. You feel me? I can't show.
What up, Shawn? What's happening, bro?
Ain't nothing much. What y'all been talking about?
We're talking.
Bullshit.
You're talking about
Nah,
how you have terrible music opinions. That's what we're talking
Oh, why do I not believe that? But I do believe it.
about.
stop.
Before I let you go, so I get back to this interview, any thoughts on his upcoming album he's dropping?
Um, I'm probably just a bad follower. But like, what is the date for the new album?
July 19th.
Damn. All right, good.
Hey, bully this nigga into reacting to it again. You bullied him last time.
I did not bully that. Shawn.
I did not get bullied.
Tell his fuck nigga he got to
Shawn,
react to it,
this
man.
nigga said I bullied you. I did not bully you, bro.
He chatting.
That's funny. I'm gonna call you
I
back,
did
bro.
not bully you, bro. I did not bully you at all. Shawn don't even look like he get bullied, my nigga. Like, what are you talking about?
This is true. This is correct.
Hey man, I'm not here for the Shawn
It's
praise.
accurate.
I'm not here for the Shawn praise, so I'm gonna hang up on this nigga right now, man. Too much nice things.
That's
Goodbye.
crazy. You gonna hang up on the nigga because he ain't getting bullied? Damn, you wild, boy. You a Florida nigga for real. You called to instigate some shit. Oh boy, man.
I love Shawn, man. But no, but seriously, before we get out of here, though, I do want to talk about the King of Mischievous South Volume 2, man. Like I said, the two singles that we heard, hot ones. Shout out to Tia Cream. I love Tia. You know what I'm saying? She did her thing, man. Fergalicious, you feel me? Always cool to see Ferg back and doing something. And of course, I guess that Black Flag freestyle. Oh my gosh, that's my jam of the summer right now. You feel me? I love that song. So
Man,
yeah, man, what else do we need to know about this album?
man, look, this is the part two to a tape that I came out with when I was in Raider Clan, and I just feel like, it's kind of like showing what could have been, you know what I'm saying? And everybody asking me like, yo, what am I gonna get from listening to this tape? Or like, am I gonna learn anything? It's like, what am I gonna learn from King of the Mischievous South? And I told him straight up, nothing. Just turn the fuck up. Like, that's literally what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna hear the music and it's just like, just know if this shit plays at a show, it's going off.
Mm. Hey, I can't wait, my boy. I can't. I appreciate you giving me some time for this interview. Last question I do want to ask was another tweet. We've been reading a lot of your tweets because I thought it was super duper interesting. It was 2022. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. Bro, it's nothing bad, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You have had some tweets where I was like, this nigga is wilding a little bit, but we gonna talk about them. You feel me, man? We ain't bring about the crazy tweets.
We
This
go
tweet,
ahead.
this tweet is very tame. All you said was, "Fuck trying to be mainstream. I'm over it." And I just wanted to know that was 2022 of October. Are you still there in
I'm
2020?
still over it, bro. I'm still over being mainstream. I just want to make really good music and be like, make really good music, be seen, and be able to make people happy with just like coming to the show and turning up. That's where I'm currently at in my life. Like, I don't gotta overcomplicate it. I don't like playing the politics game. It can get political, but my whole thing is I came here to be an artist, not a politician.
For sure. Hey man, and we'll leave it like that, man. I like once again shout out to you. If there's any last words you gotta say for the people out there, let it be known.
Hey yo, shout out to Eric for conducting this beautiful, very informative interview. Make sure you guys pre-save the album July 19th. Save it on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Bandcamp, whatever you could get the album. Make sure you save it, pre-save it, iTunes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? July 19th, King of the Mischievous South, Denzel Curry. I'm out here, and we're going to have some good songs for y'all. Peace.
For everybody watching right now, I appreciate you guys. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play. You guys holler at your boy.